And when I woke up in the morning, I received an email from New Zealand that I've been selected for World Wearable Art. When I was in New Zealand, I had breakfast with, the ambassador of UK over there. We are in touch still.
Hi, I'm Surabhi Sapra. Welcome to my podcast, The Migrating Oracle. We have with us today Pratyush Kumar Maurya. Pratyush is an eco-designer who has completed his BA in fashion design from Pearl Academy of Fashion, India, and has done his master's in Fashion Bodywear from the UK. He has valuable work experience from the fashion design industry, where he has worked with designer Amit Agarwal and has also been a costumer with Meera and Muzzafar Ali and a costume intern at Niharika Khan. In January 2022, he commercially launched his own fashion brand, Pieux, a brand that is reforming the world of luxury fashion with its unwavering commitment to sustainability and circularity. Pieux instills the belief that fashion can be beautiful without compromising the environment. They actively recycle and upcycle plastic to revolutionize their product range and work tirelessly to ensure that their products are not only eco-friendly but also ethically made. Pieux strives to create a world where luxury fashion and sustainability can coexist, creating collections that are innovative with a very Western feel to it. Collections in both women's wear and menswear, apparel, bags, eyewear, and footwear. Hi Pratyush, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction.
So Pratyush, Pieux, what is the actual meaning of the name and what does it mean to you?
So Pieux in English, it means pious or pure.
Okay.
So my intention, I wanted to, create a brand which was, of course, sustainable and circular in nature. And at the same time, the name, I felt the name should be something which goes as per my intention.
Okay.
And since I love French fashion and French fashion houses, so we thought probably if we can choose a name which is a French name.
Okay.
So we just translated pious into, a French name.
Okay.
And that is how
was born.
Yeah, we got the same.
Yeah. Wow. Wonderful. Okay. So I believe that you've been through a lot of hardships and it wasn't easy starting the brand. Would you like to share with our audience the hardships that you've been through and, also the motivation behind starting a fashion brand? Like, has it made you stronger or did it crumble you? What? How?
Even having a brand at this stage happened accidentally in a way. I wanted to, work for at least 5 or 6 years in the industry and then switch to, having my own label. But that was also a time, right after completing my master's when I was working with Amit Agarwal as his assistant designer. That was also a time when I was diagnosed with a health issue.
Okay.
And it took me almost 3.5 years to, not completely recover, but recover that much so that I can
To get back
on my feet and start working on something.
Okay.
And I'm not someone who can, just sit and waste time. So even during, the bedridden period, I had made, more like a roadmap. Now what next?
Okay.
I have to do. I created 10 different ideas that I might have these 10 different brands in the future. I started writing stories at that period of time. I thought probably I can just pitch it to some film director. So footwear, modular footwear and eyewear, it happened in 2015 December.
Okay.
And in 2016, we created our first prototype of eyewear. So everything happened, during that period when I was bedridden. I started my first brand, which was my namesake brand.
Okay.
And it was for kids as well as for women. And while working on it, I started a new vertical, which was using organic materials and focusing on sustainability. But then I also felt that, if I create just one vertical which is on sustainability and the rest of the materials were not sustainable, it would be, I won't be able to do justice to the philosophy of sustainability.
Agree, yeah.
And that's when...
You can't partially do it. Either you're completely in or
you
completely out. Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
And that's when I realized, okay, probably I should shut down my, namesake label, be honest to the philosophy of sustainability. And so we started working on it and that's how, Pieux happened. In December, we did the photo shoot. In November, we started working on the that small, like a capsule collection of 10 pieces.
Okay.
And then in March, lockdown happened. And then finally in 2022, January, we launched our collection commercially.
Okay. You are, I believe, the first designer who had collaborated with Cartoon Network, right?
Yeah.
During your kidswear line. Can you tell us something about that experience?
Yeah, so so in 2017, I started with my namesake label.
Okay.
And like I said, during my bedridden period, that was also the time when I started emailing Warner Brothers.
All right.
And but I think it took 6 or 8 months to receive a reply from them. And that's how, after a couple of meetings, we decided, okay, a partnership can happen.
Okay.
And that was also the time when I was planning to, apply for Gen Next at Lakme Fashion Week. I love making, pieces which are very, I would say, avant-garde in nature. And commercial is something, for me, I always believe, fashion show for me is like, a theater is for an actor. I can go crazy with my creativity.
True.
I can show people what I'm capable of. But I learned, of course, that, okay, I need to create something which has a fine balance between, commercial as well as the creativity.
Right.
So yeah, that is how, Cartoon Network happened.
Yeah.
And I became the first Indian designer who collaborated with them for the partnership of 1 year. And we created multiple collections.
Have you seen any of your collections in any of the series or anything?
No, so it was inspired from Powerpuff Girls.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
And we created garments for women as well as for kids.
All right.
And we did multiple exhibitions around India.
But how was the partnership? Was it like it was a good experience?
It was a
it
great
profitable?
experience, of course.
Yeah.
Everything was comfortable. I'm still in touch with them.
Okay.
And I've been more close to Cartoon Network and Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Like, for example, DC. And that was, in fact, I approached them for, DC characters, Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
But I bought Powerpuff Girls. Still, I was happy because it was Warner Brothers.
Okay. Wow.
But overall, the experience was amazing.
All right. Superb. So once you shut down the kidswear, wasn't it like a...
it was for my parents. It was a shock because
listening to it, I'm feeling a little this thing. Yeah, why?
I just felt
it's a very strong decision. Yeah,
I felt like it's
being divided into too many things. Yeah,
weird also because through Pieux, I'm trying to educate people, aware them about circularity and sustainability. That we should not waste anything because there's nothing like waste. We can always use
recycle
a product.
Yes, absolutely.
Irrespective whether it's a fashion product or whether it's a product as a
But that's a major decision. It's not an easy decision.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was fine.
To decide between money, profitability, and sustainability, which you don't know how long, how long and how far it'll take you. So it's a very tough decision.
It was, and for my parents, it was more because now they are investing on my brand. In fact, my brother, he has been very. Totally the good thing I would say that happened in my life in last 10 years. I've been through. It's been a roller coaster ride, more of downs and less of ups, I would say. But the best thing that has happened is that I've got amazing support from my family, from my friends, and somehow I come across people who are very helpful. Anyone I come across in my family, no one has a business background. My dad was working for the government, so for them everything is new. Fashion is new. What I'm doing is new, and on top of that, I'm doing sustainability again. That is new for them. Why I'm doing this, they are clueless about it.
I know.
Why modular eyewear, why modular footwear, or whatever I'm doing. Yeah. And I don't try to convince them, honestly. I want them to buy if they like the product.
I don't think you can convince people about it. It is something which comes naturally, It's somewhere in their conscience.
Yeah.
When it has to hit it, they have to realize themselves that, yes, they need to contribute. Yeah. You say Pieux is more than just a fashion brand, right?
Yeah.
And your products are a conscious choice to make a positive impact on the planet. So what was the motivation behind this? And where was the influence coming from? Tell us your story. Like, how did you take that strong step?
So I think, since my fashion school days.
You're from Pearl Academy.
Yeah,
so
Academy. So we had, semesters where we were working on crafts and we were working on, sustainability. I was a part of a sustainable project also.
Okay.
Modularity or transformation, which I believe is one of those methods which contribute to sustainability. I was working around it, and at that time there used to happen, and there was this competition only for the final year students across India, which was called Will's Debut Fashion Week.
Okay.
So that was only for the final years of NID, NIFTs, and Pearl.
All right.
Or Shrishti.
Mm-hmm.
Even for that particular competition, I worked on sustainability and transformation of garments. In fact, when I was doing my master's, so it was fashion bodywear. It included lingerie, corset, and swimwear.
Okay.
I wanted to learn that part of fashion as well. I switched to wearable technology because technology has been again something which I have explored during my fashion school days.
Okay.
In Pearl also,
Right.
I worked on pneumatic science. I worked on photodiodes, electrodiodes.
Okay.
So when I went for my master's at De Montfort University in UK, so the best thing about about my master's was I was able to explore all the labs in the university. So whether it was 3D printing, that was for the first time I explored 3D printing.
Okay.
And I used to spend a lot of time in science lab. So I was working with people who were studying robotics or who were there for doing their masters in engineering, electronic science. So I was working on creating animation in print. So that was my thesis. So there were two different areas I was working on. Finally, when I started working on my namesake label, and I had that a small vertical around sustainability, the whole reason that I wanted to have that vertical, because I wanted to slowly start incorporating all my knowledge that I had around sustainability and use it for something which is more valuable for the planet.
So during your UK, during your master's in 2011-12, I believe you were the only British finalist in the world of wearable art.
Yeah.
Right?
I never created a normal garment, be it in Pearl, be it in UK. I always explored around materials, silicone, burning plastics and creating a garment out of it, and molding it in some way or the other, which was, molding polynate textile into a more stiffer textile and change the whole, and the property of the material.
All right.
And mixing it with silicone, molding it with silicone.
Okay.
So it was a very fun period for me, and I loved that period. And during that period, I created a small element. It was a bodyscape, not a garment.
Okay. All right.
What I did was I just took a dummy and repeated that entire element and the kind of silhouette that I wanted to create.
Okay.
And when I woke up in the morning, I received an email from New Zealand that I had been selected for World of Wearable Art. When I was in New Zealand, I had breakfast with the ambassador of UK over there. We are in touch still.
Amazing. Also, tell us something about your printing techniques and, how do you, what all techniques do you use to enhance your products, and how do you ensure that they are environment friendly and non-toxic? Because I'm sure there's a lot of printing which happens.
Yeah, so currently, what we are using is, for printing, we are using SO-free pigments, which are eco-friendly and they are certified.
Okay.
So that is one thing we are doing. That is for the recycled polyester textile. So we are using SO-free sublimation printing.
Okay.
And for natural textile, we haven't done printing, but we have already got in touch with a printing unit who are certified, likewise they have GOTA certification.
Okay.
So again, that's completely eco-friendly in nature. We have created a textile called Cartex, which is upcycled handloom textile, and for that we are procuring leftover and discarded yarns from the carpet industry.
Okay.
And then we are upcycling it into a textile with the help of handloom weavers.
All right.
So again, handloom weaving, it's an eco-friendly method of creating textile. Other than that, we are using modularity. So one of our methods for creating our garments or products, which I believe is the future of sustainable designing, I would say. Like IKEA, they have been into modular furnitures. So that is.
You're doing a lot of shoes and like footwear and eyewear also.
Right.
Can you give us an example of modularity that you talk about?
I'm wearing a modular eyewear, so you can dismantle it into different parts, and these are what we call it as tertiary part. So you can just join them together. Benefit
so each part is replaceable.
Yeah, each panel in this which we call as mods. So each mods are replaceable. You can remove it. You can replace it with a different color or a different design. And then
So basically, it's interesting because you can have like a different color or a different design every day. Also, that in case some breakages happen,
so you can replace that, broken part.
Huh.
And you can give us this part, we can recycle or upcycle it into different forms.
So you've increased the life also, and made it very interesting.
Interesting as
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's the reason I believe modularity is the future.
Yeah.
When it comes to sustainability, and the same technique we are doing for footwear. We there are two parts in it. So the sole is called the secondary mod, and the upper shell is called primary mod.
Okay.
So where they can order the upper part.
All right.
So, for example, if we have got in nylon, recycled nylon, we have got in recycled polyester,
Okay.
we have got Cartex. In the future, we will introduce, alternative to animal leather, which is, like Pinatex or mushroom or Malay leather, for example. So, a wearer can have, even a leather top with laces, with zippers, without zippers.
And you just change the top to the sole, and interesting.
Yeah, whenever they want. So that is one thing which we are doing.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, in 2018, you were invited to the Bangladesh International Fashionology Summit,
yeah.
right? And you were the only Indian designer to showcase your wearable tech art.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you throw some light on this?
Since I was working on technology, wearable tech garments, so I was invited. So there are LED lights which can be embroidered.
All right.
And we use conductive thread.
All right.
And then we attach it to a shell which has got a battery in it.
Okay.
And through that, and there's a switch, so you can switch it on, push it off, and can light up the garment.
All right.
I was working on technology from fashion college days, and I have used there was a semester on evening gown, and our inspiration was Twilight, like a novel Twilight.
All right.
So there was a character that used to light up in sunlight.
All right.
So I used the same concept, and I just reversed it. What if enter a dark room and the lights and the garment starts
It glows.
it glows automatically.
Yeah.
So we used photodiodes for it, so that and in my sportswear I created, with the help of a professor in Allahabad University, a detachable FM for sportswear jackets.
So, how close are you to nature, wildlife? Are you close to nature?
Yeah,
Has there been any influence through schools or college, parents, anywhere?
Yeah, for me, I think because my dad, he was Indian Forest Service officer.
Okay.
So we have always been close to nature. Father used to get posted in different areas of Uttar Pradesh or Uttarakhand. So we have lived good amount of time in mountains.
Okay.
I've studied in Nainital, and we used to hike to mountains nearby, as in my friends, eating wild fruits, playing cricket in the a small ground within a jungle.
Recently you have done, or on social media, you have been running this awareness campaign on the climate change and how it is affecting the lives of polar bear.
Right.
So that's where I kind of thought that, yes, I mean, I can see that connect somewhere.
I just feel that, we keep talking about environment, we do keep talking about, animals around us.
Yeah.
But then in the distance, in the far land of Arctic, there are polar bears, and the population is around 22,000 or 25,000.
True.
And climate,
Dwindling every day.
And because of climate change, Antarctica, Arctic region, everything, it's getting impacted. And the moment, all those glaciers, they melt down, sea level will increase, and city life, like, towns like Mumbai or any seaport, will get impacted badly.
Yeah.
So I just thought, probably, creating a story around three polar bear, three friends who are together, living together, and how one by one they lose their life. And so I just wanted to show that. And
it's a very strong campaign that you've put on, and it's it's not just, I think, about melting of ice. It was also to do with how humans
how we are responsible. Because I talked about climate change, but I didn't mention anywhere about melting ice, because everyone is aware about glaciers are melting, but how humans are how we are the cause. Because when I was a kid, for example, my nani, she used to, I never saw her throwing away any of her sarees.
Yeah.
In my hometown, we have those, blankets which are made out of sarees. materials are either cotton, chikankari sarees, or even silk sarees, which have been converted to blankets. The only reason because they were damaged, and she repaired it, used it. But at the end, again, I mean, it's been more than 4 decades, and there are blankets which have been created out of those sarees.
Yeah.
So I believe there decades ago there was a time when people, or especially in India, we have been practicing sustainability.
Absolutely.
The whole concept of
I think social media has kind of spoiled everything.
It's more with fast fashion brands than
Exactly.
than the
Yeah.
designers.
So, I mean, see, somewhere there's a correct. And I believe that whoever can afford whatever.
Yeah.
But the point is that trends are changing so fast that everybody wants to be in the league. And in that race, we forget how we're damaging the planet.
That's right.
So that's a major
Also
concern.
about demand and supply, I believe.
Absolutely.
If people stop demanding, we won't create for them. And
But then again, it's like it's a vicious circle because there's so much of things available. Even the customer gets tempted to buy there. So
I agree.
it's like
see, I mean, the difference between French and British fashion. French fashion, it's very minimal. It's blacks, blues, grays.
True.
The wardrobe
Basic silhouettes.
wardrobe probably have 10 to 12 outfits.
Yeah.
They don't buy in bulk like in India and England or in US. And they keep switching. They keep pairing it with different outfits that they have in the wardrobe.
Yeah.
And then they just go out on the street. They don't really care about what people say. But that's not happening in India. We really think about our image, how society is seeing us.
So yes, very true. I just hope this can break soon. But all right. So in 2021, I believe you have participated in Shark Tank India.
All right.
Right? You were the semi-finalist of Shark Tank India Season 1. Can you tell us, tell our audience about the kind of product that you had pitched in, and what was the deal, and your overall experience of being on Shark Tank?
So for that, for Shark Tank, I pitched my modular eyewear.
All right.
Where you will pitch it in front of the jury, which was on the TV. So I pitched it in front.
We'll literally rip you apart.
Yeah. I pitched it in front of Sony TV.
All right.
Which was the semi-final round. I've been a fan of Shark Tank US, so I've been watching it. And I just felt that idea is new. Probably they might select me, but I also knew there are high chances I won't be selected for the finals because I'm not generating any revenue out of it. It was at I would say at a prototype stage where we were exploring 3D printed eyewear or modular 3D printed eyewear.
All right.
But I think first 2 rounds or 3 rounds, it helped me with one thing that I filed a patent.
Okay.
Which I probably wouldn't have filed.
You had not participated.
I wasn't participating in Shark Tank.
Okay.
So that is one thing I did.
All right.
And during these 3 rounds, there were so many questions around business. Okay. And I learned a lot about my business. A lot of business languages. But it would have helped me more if I was.
Would you participate again now?
Yeah, when I'm prepared and when I'm generating revenue out of my eyewear, I will definitely.
But you would pitch in the same product?
Yeah, it's
similar. I mean,
similar. I will definitely.
Okay. You've been looking to collaborate with organizations and individuals who are working on circularity and sustainability. Would you like to name a few brands that you look forward to working with, or some that you're already pitching in?
So I keep whenever I post any story on my Instagram, I keep tagging LVMH, for example.
Okay.
Gucci, because Gucci has a program where they collaborate or work around crafts and sustainability.
Okay.
Then there's Global Fashion Agenda.
Okay.
Where it's all around sustainability, and it happens in Denmark.
All right.
So these are some of the organizations. But if it comes to one brand I want to really partner, I think it would be Stella McCartney always.
Okay.
Because I feel design wise, the kind of work that we both do, there's a good amount of similarity.
All right.
We both are into ready to wear. There's a touch of a sportiness, athleisure element in it. We work on prints, we work on silhouettes. There are designs which are common, in fact, created in different time period.
All right.
Created in 2021, standard in 2023.
Okay.
So there are elements which are quite similar.
Why have you not written to them till now?
Probably, I don't really think I mean, I want to be sure that, okay, now I should tag, emailer with a strong, portfolio. So probably in a couple of years, by next year or by the end of this year, I might.
Okay. Wish you all the very best for that. Yeah. Okay. So once you started your brand Pieux, what are your achievements that have really made you proud?
So I think, since I started the brand, winning Circular Design Challenge in 2022, that was the
highlight of the...
Yeah, that's the highlight of.
Tell us a little bit about it.
So Circular Design Challenge, it's so Arlan, which is from Reliance Industries company, Arlan. So they conduct this competition.
All right.
The Circular Design Challenge, and it's in partnership with United Nations India.
Okay.
So the brands, designers who are working around circularity and sustainability, and they participate in it.
Only Indian designers?
No, like last year, there were designers from UK and Germany, I believe.
All right. So it's an international event.
Yeah, now it has become bigger.
Okay.
Now it's I think they are covering Europe as well.
Okay.
Europe.
Wonderful.
But the great thing about Circular Design Challenges that, this is the only platform in India. The brand has to be genuinely working around it. You get a recognition in the industry that, okay, you are a sustainable brand.
Yeah.
And then, celebrities start wearing you. So it's in the favor of the brand or the designer.
True.
It helps building up the brand.
Yeah. Okay. And you won the circularity.
I won it because I created Cartex.
All right.
Carpet textile.
Okay.
And this is an untouched area. People, we have been, there's there are people, there are brands, there are designers, who have been working on upcycling or recycling, leftover textiles, surplus textiles, creating garments out of, a damaged piece of garment. But what we did is we touched an area which people or designer didn't try to, explore, which was home decor industry.
All right.
And I picked up carpet industry because I just felt that, it's a huge...
It's a big market, yeah. Very big market.
So there must be some kind of this happening. And then I met an exporter, a manufacturer, and they create for their European clients. And they told me that they produce around 150 kg waste every month.
Every month, okay.
Yeah. So that probably I can use their waste and create something valuable out of it. And that is how Cartex was born as a textile.
I believe you also, you use a lot of crafts in your designs. How are you integrating that with, because your designs are very Western, they have this Western feel to it. So how are you integrating that?
I think when it comes to craft, I would say I've been very inclined towards craft. I love crafts. Because again, in fashion school, I worked with Patachitra, one of the crafts, and based out of Odisha.
Okay.
So craft is very close to my heart. We want to, pick up a craft every year and create, collection around it.
Okay.
So this time I'm going to, associate with two different crafts based out of Rajasthan and start, creating garments which has a very modern feel to it, modern touch to it. And
that's a big challenge.
Yeah, it's a big challenge.
Yeah, because ethnicity and modernity, it's to blend them together and to have something which is, appealing, I would say.
Yeah, but I have designs in my mind. I can see my designs. And
I'm sure.
Yeah, so whatever design I've created on paper, it will be executed in the similar manner. There's no compromise between the design on paper and in field. So if it goes in the final, top 20 designs that will be created, irrespective how tough or how much time it will take. People are creating fusion wear, people are creating traditional wear using the crafts. But I want to, make it more athleisure, make it more, preta couture, and that is how I see, craft should be.
Okay. Also, you are planning to refine your eyeline wear.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you want to make it available to everybody.
Right.
So how do you plan to do that?
Like initially we started with 3D printing. Of course, I love eyewear. The one which I'm wearing, it's my brand's eyewear. But I felt that there is a reason that, eyewear should be modular. the company with whom I've been associated with, and they got with new machines.
All right.
And so those were capable of producing eyewear with a better finish.
Okay.
In their new technology, and it worked for me.
Okay.
But the concept of modularity, in that particular concept, I can't compromise with even few millimeters.
Agreed.
To do justice to it.
True.
And that's where I feel at this stage, we are not really sure that 3D printing technology is that advanced
For that, yes, yeah.
or successful where we can actually use it for 3D printed eyewear completely. If it's about modularity, if there's no modularity, of course we can use it for eyewear. But to make it work under the modular concept, we are now trying to switch to injection molding. Using a material which is biodegradable.
Correct.
I'm in touch with someone who will be creating molds, and then we'll start exploring injection molding and create 3D printed eyewear.
Amazing. So it's been great listening to all of this. You are an absolute genius, and you're creating some magnificent pieces. We wish you all the very best, and we hope that you can, reach heights internationally, and wishing you all the very best for all your future endeavors.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I would like to present a small memento to you.
Okay, I wasn't expecting.
Thank you so much. Pratyush, this is a photo that I've clicked.
Wow.
It's about a bird who's found a wrapper in her nest. So I thought it really goes with your, concept of sustainability. So I hope you like the photograph.
Very disheartening.
Yes, it is. I know. And I just...
Thank you so much. I mean, this is really...
And thank you for being on our show. Thank you for being on our show, Migrating Orchid by Yasser.
Cash.
Thanks so much.
3, 2,